Welcome to wild Kilimanjaro, survival on the Africa's rooftop. Cold winds descend from the mountain's peak, sweeping across its towering cliffs. As temperatures rise, the once permanent glaciers retreat, leaving behind stark, barren rock faces. At the mountain's base, shrinking vegetation forces African elephant herds to travel even farther in search of water. A leopard's footsteps blend into the silence, gliding through the dense foliage, stealthy yet commanding. On the treacherous slopes, the klipspringer fights for a swift ambush ends with a careless prey caught in its grasp. The leopard's expert climbing skills allow it to retreat into the trees, safeguarding its prize from opportunistic rivals. Elsewhere in the grasslands, the haunting call of the spotted hyena signals the beginning of a coordinated group hunt. Known for their complex social structure, hyena clans work together to bring down formidable prey, like the African buffalo. But hyenas are more than just hunters. They are nature's cleanup crew, recycling valuable resources back into the ecosystem by feeding on carcasses. For survival on Kilimanjaro is a delicate dance of pursuit and evasion. Here, every creature is an essential piece of a magnificent natural tapestry, painted by the masterful hand of the Creator. Standing tall in northeastern Tanzania, near the border with Kenya, Mount Kilimanjaro dominates the horizon like a colossal crown adorned with glistening white snow. Rising to an impressive height of 19,341 feet, 5,895 meters, it stands in solitary grandeur amidst the vast plains, becoming an unmistakable symbol of Africa. Kilimanjaro is often called the roof of Africa, not only for its physical enormity, but also for its role as a vast ecosystem where nature's diversity is on full display. But Kilimanjaro is more than just the highest peak on the continent or the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. It is a magnificent natural story, written over millennia through time, geology, and life itself. From afar, Kilimanjaro resembles a natural fortress, where each layer of its terrain tells a chapter in the history of our planet. Kilimanjaro, with its serene appearance resembling a sleeping giant, harbors the tale of a turbulent volcanic history. Millions of years ago, this mountain was not a singular entity, but the convergence of three separate volcanoes: Kibo, Mawenzi, and Shira. Massive eruptions from each of these volcanoes layered the terrain, ultimately forming the majestic structure we now know as Mount Kilimanjaro. Shira, the oldest of the three, emerged approximately 2.5 million years ago. Over time, erosion caused Shira's summit to collapse, leaving behind a vast basalt plateau at an elevation of 13,000 feet. Ancient lava flows from Shira remain frozen in time, solidified into immovable rivers of rock that bear witness to the ever-changing forces of nature. Following Shira, Mawenzi was created through complex eruptions, sculpting sharp cliffs and deep ravines. Standing at 16,893 feet, Mawenzi is now an extinct volcano, but remnants of ancient lava flows and small vents scattered across its slopes still tell the story of its once vibrant activity. Kibo, the youngest and tallest of the trio, is the centerpiece of Kilimanjaro. Though Kibo is now considered dormant, fumaroles, gas vents within its crater, remain active. Occasionally, steam and sulfuric gases escape through cracks, like gentle breaths from a mountain that is still very much alive. This serves as a reminder that Kibo retains the potential for future eruptions, albeit possibly thousands of years from now. Scientists continue to monitor these signs, utilizing advanced technology to assess the volcano's stability and ensure preparedness for any changes in its activity. The southern slopes of Kilimanjaro, nurtured by monsoon winds from the Indian Ocean, remain lush and green throughout the year. Dense forests and fertile grasslands stretch upward, creating a vibrant tapestry of nature woven from countless shades of green. Here, water from small streams, fed by the melting glaciers atop Kibo, weaves its way through the layers of soil, breathing life into an entire ecosystem. On the northern side, the mountain reveals a contrasting character. Drier and more unforgiving, this region is shaped by a semi-arid climate. Exposed rocks bake under the intense sunlight, yet the area still harbors resilient life forms, plants and animals specially adapted to thrive in such challenging conditions. Just 205 miles from the equator, Kilimanjaro holds a truly unique ecosystem. Its dramatic elevation changes allow the mountain to experience climate zones ranging from tropical heat to icy extremes, all within just a few miles. This means that trekking Kilimanjaro is like traveling from the equator to the Arctic in just a matter of days. Temperatures on Kilimanjaro vary significantly with altitude, presenting diverse survival challenges. At its base, the tropical climate, with temperatures ranging from 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, provides an ideal environment for plants and animals to thrive. However, as elevation increases, temperatures drop by an average of 1 degree Fahrenheit for every 1,000 feet, and the summit frequently endures sub-zero conditions. This drastic shift transforms each elevation of Kilimanjaro into a distinct world, compelling species to adapt in their own unique ways to survive. Kilimanjaro's ecosystems are divided into 5 distinct zones, each with its own unique habitat. This towering giant is home to over 1,200 plant species, 140 bird species, and dozens of mammal species. Every creature here tells its own survival story. Some rely on the melting glacial streams for water, while others have adapted to endure the harsh, arid conditions. Who do you think is the true ruler of Kilimanjaro? Drop your answer before I reveal the truth. At the lowest elevations on the slopes of Kilimanjaro, the bushland zone, ranging from 2,600 to 5,900 feet, unfolds as a landscape where nature and humanity are deeply intertwined. This zone serves as the gateway to the mountain's complex ecosystems, with its warm, dry climate nurturing grasslands and secondary forests. Characterized by a mix of farmland and forest, the bushland is not only home to hundreds of plant and animal species, but also to indigenous communities who have mastered living in harmony with the natural environment. The climate in the bushland is a balanced blend of abundant sunshine and moderate rainfall. Temperatures typically range from 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, providing the warmth necessary for robust plant growth. Annual rainfall averages between 20 and 40 inches, concentrated primarily during 2 major rainy seasons. The bushland ecosystem is teeming with life, supporting hundreds of plant and animal species. grasslands and shrubs not only provide food, but also shelter for a variety of wildlife, both large and small, contributing. Their jaws are among their most striking features, with a bite force exceeding 1,000 pounds per square inch, the strongest of any terrestrial mammal. This allows them to crush bones, extracting nutrients from remains that other predators cannot access. This ability not only aids their survival in harsh environments, but also plays a vital role in cleaning the ecosystem, reducing the risk of diseases spreading from animal carcasses. The lush grasslands and dense shrubs of the bushland zone serve as the stage for one of Africa's most iconic animals, the African bush elephant. As the largest land animal on Earth, the elephant carries a story of evolution that spans millions of years. Belonging to the family Elephantidae, these majestic creatures trace their lineage back over 6 million years and are believed to be descendants of ancient elephants that once roamed across Africa. Over time, climate changes and human activity have reduced their range, confining them to select regions. Today, they are primarily found in sub-Saharan Africa, where favorable conditions support their survival. Among these, Kilimanjaro's bushland ecosystem is a vital refuge. The expansive grasslands and low shrubs provide abundant food, while small streams and dense vegetation offer water and shelter. With a weight reaching up to 13,200 pounds and a height of up to 13 feet, an African bush elephant requires around 300 pounds of food daily to sustain its energy. They feed on grass, shrubs, bark, and even roots, turning the bushland into a natural banquet for their immense appetites. Despite their seemingly slow demeanor, elephants move with a highly sophisticated social structure. Herds are usually led by an older female known as the matriarch, as they traverse, helping regulate their body temperature in the sweltering heat. Their trunks, containing over 40,000 muscles, serve as a versatile tool, enabling them to drink up to 2.5 gallons of water in one go, pluck high branches beyond the reach of other animals, and even defend themselves when threatened. The African bush elephant is often called the architect of the environment. Their feeding and movements significantly shape the landscape. When they consume shrubs and small trees, they open spaces that allow sunlight to reach the ground, encouraging the growth of new plant species. Their dung, filled with seeds from the plants they eat, helps disperse and foster the growth of vegetation, ensuring the renewal of the ecosystem. However, the existence of the African bush elephant is far from an easy journey. Poaching for ivory remains the greatest threat to these majestic creatures. Each year, approximately 20,000 elephants are harmed across Africa to supply the illegal ivory market. Areas that were once their feeding grounds and habitats have been converted into farmland and residential developments, forcing elephants to travel greater distances in search of food and water. This displacement has led to an increase in human-wildlife conflicts, as elephants encroach upon cultivated fields and settlements in their struggle to survive. The bushland at the base of Kilimanjaro also serves as an ideal habitat for the common dwarf mongoose, the smallest mongoose species in Africa. These animals live in groups ranging from 8 to 30 individuals, led by a dominant breeding pair. They often repurpose abandoned burrows of aardvarks or other burrowing animals, utilizing these spaces for protection against predators and harsh weather conditions. The diet of the dwarf mongoose primarily consists of insects such as termites, crickets, and beetles, but they also feed on bird eggs, small animals, and occasionally fruit. Their strong digging abilities allow them to access food hidden beneath the soil. With their sharp claws, they can overturn soil to uncover insects and other invertebrates. While foraging, group members often split into smaller units, with some individuals assigned the role of sentinels. These lookouts usually perch on high rocks or tree trunks, using their keen eyesight to monitor the surroundings. When they detect danger, they emit warning calls, enabling the rest of the group to quickly seek shelter. The bushland of Kilimanjaro is a vibrant canvas of wildlife, where lush green grasslands stretch across the mountain's foothills and merge seamlessly with sparse forests. Amidst this scenery, plains zebras, with their unmistakable black and white striped coats, appear as an iconic symbol of Africa's savannas. The journey of the plains zebra began around 4 million years ago when their ancestors, belonging to the Equidae family, began to settle in Africa's grasslands. Over time, evolution gifted them with their characteristic stripes, which not only add to their unique beauty, but also serve important biological functions. Each zebra has a unique stripe pattern, much like human fingerprints, making every individual distinguishable within a herd. Currently, plains zebras are distributed widely across sub-Saharan Africa, thriving in expansive grasslands and open woodlands. In Kilimanjaro, the bushland provides them with an ideal habitat, where short grasses flourish and natural water sources are plentiful. Recent data from 2023 estimates the zebra population in this region to be approximately 1,200 to 1,500 individuals. The stability of this population highlights the essential role of the bushland ecosystem in providing habitat and sustenance for this species. Amidst the low shrubs and dense grasslands, dik-diks hide among the undergrowth to avoid detection by predators. When sensing danger, a dik-dik emits a sharp, high-pitched alarm call to warn other animals in the area and occasionally to startle potential predators. This unique call not only protects them, but also helps connect them with other members of the ecosystem, creating a natural warning network among various species. Dik-diks live in pairs, typically consisting of one male and one female. Each pair controls its own territory, spanning about 12 to 15 acres, where they forage, defend boundaries, and raise their young together. To mark their territory, dik-diks use special scent glands located near their eyes, leaving chemical markers on plants and the ground. As herbivores, dik-diks primarily feed on soft grasses, tender leaves, and occasionally bark. They are capable of extracting sufficient water from the plants they consume, allowing them to survive in arid areas where water sources are scarce. In the dense forest edges of the bushland, amidst layers of vibrant green foliage, the white-cheeked Turaco glides through like a shimmering jewel of nature. Its bright green plumage and striking red wings add vivid splashes of color to an already stunning natural canvas. The resonant calls of the Turaco echo through the treetops, creating an atmosphere that is both mysterious and full of life. White-cheeked Turacos primarily live in pairs or small groups of 3 to 7 individuals. They exhibit territorial behavior, often fiercely defending their home range. Their far-reaching coo-coo-coo calls serve not only as a means of communication, but also as a warning to intruders. Their diet consists mostly of fruits, though they also consume tender leaves, flowers, and occasionally seeds. They pick fruits directly from branches or gather fallen ones from the ground. After feeding, they disperse seeds through their droppings, aiding the regeneration of forest vegetation and contributing significantly to the growth of plants in new areas. As you ascend higher, the rainforest emerges at an elevation of 5,900 feet, where annual rainfall averages between 80 and 120 inches. Each drop of rain carried by monsoon winds from the Indian Ocean paints a magnificent natural masterpiece, with towering trees and dense vegetation covering every corner. Temperatures here range from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a cool yet warm enough environment to sustain the lush greenery and foster the growth of a diverse ecosystem. Water is the lifeblood of this ecosystem. Small streams, nourished by glacial melt from Kibo's summit and abundant rainfall, weave through the forest, bringing life to everything in their path. This water not only sustains the trees, but also provides hydration for wildlife and maintains the moisture necessary for the forest's plants to thrive. These streams flow down to the lower regions, supporting communities living around Kilimanjaro. The rainforest is a hub of biodiversity, home to over 1,200 recorded plant species. Ancient trees not only serve as pillars of the forest, but also as independent ecosystems. Their trunks host orchids, lichens, and mosses, forming natural hanging gardens in the treetops. The forest floor is a vibrant world of shrubs and grasses, kept lush by abundant rainfall, providing sustenance for countless animal and insect species. The rainforest's wildlife is as diverse as its vegetation. This region is home to dozens of mammal species, from agile primates to smaller animals that dwell in the shadows. Scientists have recorded over 140 bird species in the area, making the rainforest a never-ending symphony of natural sounds. Amidst the lush green foliage, a vibrant world unfolds through the shimmering wings of sunbirds and spider hunters. Their powerful wings allow them to dart between treetops with astonishing speed. During times of scarcity, they can travel up to 5 miles a day in search of flowering plants. As they approach a bloom, their brush-like tongues extract nectar, providing the essential energy needed for their extended flights. However, their diet is not limited to nectar. During the breeding season, they shift to consuming small insects, ensuring the necessary protein intake for their young's growth. This adaptability allows them to survive the harsh environmental changes, especially during the dry seasons. While feeding on nectar, pollen clings to their beaks and tongues, which is then transported from one plant to another, facilitating pollination and plant reproduction. This simple act sustains the forest's plant diversity, which in turn provides food and shelter for countless other species. The rainforest on the slopes of Kilimanjaro is also alive with the melodic calls of turacos. These birds, adorned with vibrant plumage, blending emerald green, red, and purple, are symbols of the forest's vibrancy and biodiversity. Among them, the Hartlob's turaco stands out as one of the region's endemic species. Distinguished by its shimmering green feathers and bright red crest, adding a unique touch to Kilimanjaro's ecosystem. Turacos spend most of their time in the high branches of trees. Their strong legs with flexible, rotating toes enable them to climb effortlessly through dense canopies. This ability allows them to access food in hard-to-reach places where other birds cannot compete. Their short but sturdy beaks are the perfect tool for plucking fruits and nibbling on tender leaves. On the mountain slopes, Kilimanjaro National Park stands as a carefully preserved natural treasure, encompassing the entirety of the rainforest. Established in 1973, the park was created to protect the extraordinary landscapes and unique ecosystems of Africa's tallest mountain. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, the park highlights Kilimanjaro's global significance. Here, nature tells a magnificent story through each layer of the forest, every raindrop soaking into the earth, and the vibrant sounds of the wildlife that call this place home. Amidst the lush green layers of the rainforest, where sunlight barely filters through the dense canopy, the African leopard emerges as a symbol of resilience and strength. Its golden coat, adorned with black rosette patterns, blends seamlessly into the natural surroundings, embodying the mystery of the tropical forest. The leopard's evolutionary history dates back over 2 million years, when the first members of the Felidae family appeared in Africa and Asia. As one of the oldest and most adaptable predators, they have developed remarkable traits that allow them to thrive in diverse environments. With speeds reaching up to 36 miles per hour and the ability to leap as far as 20 feet, they are formidable hunters. When bringing down prey, they usually target the throat or nape for a quick and efficient kill. One of their most remarkable skills is their exceptional climbing ability. After a successful hunt, leopards use their sharp claws and powerful muscles to drag their prey up into the trees, sometimes to heights of 20 feet. This behavior not only protects their kill from scavengers like hyenas or African wild dogs, but also provides them with a quiet place to feed, undisturbed. High branches in the rainforest often serve as storage spots for future meals, demonstrating the leopard's intelligence and survival strategy. Beyond their hunting prowess, leopards play a crucial role in the ecosystem. As apex predators, they help regulate herbivore populations, maintaining the natural balance of vegetation. The remains of their kills that go uneaten become essential nutrients for scavengers, supporting the biodiversity of the region. Amidst the dense canopy, mantled gureza moves gracefully, their black and white silhouettes gliding like elegant shadows through the tropical rainforest of Kilimanjaro. Their jet black fur, framed by striking white fringes, and their long, bushy tails, make them a graceful emblem of the Kilimanjaro rainforest. Belonging to the genus Colobus, a branch of the Cercopithecidae family that emerged around 25 million years ago, mantled gureza has developed a unique evolutionary trait: the absence of a fully developed thumb. Instead of versatile hands like other primates, they have 4 strong fingers optimized for gripping tree branches tightly. This adaptation allows them to leap up to 20 feet between trees effortlessly, enabling them to forage in the highest forest layers, far from most predators' reach. Mantled gureza's evolution is deeply tied to the East African rainforests, which have provided the ideal food sources and safe habitats for millions of years. The evolution of the mantled gureza is closely tied to the tropical rainforests of East Africa, which provide an ideal source of food and habitat. The earliest individuals of this species thrived in pristine forests, and over millions of years they perfected their survival skills by adopting a completely arboreal lifestyle. This adaptation not only reduced the risk posed by ground-dwelling predators, but also allowed them to utilize resources that few other species could access. The range of mantled gureza spans across East African forests, from Kenya to Tanzania. The Kilimanjaro rainforest offers an ideal environment with towering trees, safe canopies, and abundant food supplies. The population in Kilimanjaro is estimated at 10,000 to 15,000 individuals, reflecting stability thanks to the well-preserved habitat within the national park. Mantled gureza lives in small groups of 3 to 15 individuals, led by a dominant adult male. Group members communicate through resonant calls, a key feature that helps them maintain contact across the vast rainforest. These calls can travel up to 1 mile, serving as vital survival tools for warning of danger and maintaining group cohesion. Their diet consists of up to 80% leaves, complemented by fruits and flowers. This reliance on leaves makes them integral to controlling the rainforest's vegetation. By feeding on the leaves of tall trees, they promote balanced growth and allow sunlight to reach the forest's lower layers, fostering a healthier ecosystem. As primarily leaf eaters, mantled guereza rely on their unique digestive system with a multi-chambered stomach, which allows them to break down tough and fibrous leaves. This adaptation enables them to take full advantage of the abundant food resources in the upper forest canopy, where competition from other species is minimal. When foraging, they prioritize tender leaves and flowers, which offer higher nutritional value. During the dry season, when food becomes scarce, they travel greater distances in search of sustenance, relying on their memory to locate trees with young leaves or fruit. The digestive system of this species is a remarkable feature. As primarily leaf eaters, they possess a multi-chambered stomach that allows them to digest tough, fibrous leaves that many other species cannot process. Within the Kilimanjaro rainforest ecosystem, mantled guereza plays an active role in seed dispersal. Seeds from the fruits they consume are processed and spread through their droppings, contributing to the regeneration and expansion of the forest's vegetation. Additionally, they serve as a vital food source for top predators, helping maintain the natural balance within the food chain. Hidden within the towering trees of Kilimanjaro National Park, blue monkeys move gracefully between branches, blending seamlessly into the lush green expanse of the rainforest. Their blue-gray fur, accented by white markings on their cheeks and around their mouths, allows them to merge effortlessly into the shadows of the tropical forest. As omnivores, blue monkeys take advantage of the wide array of resources provided by the forest. Their primary diet consists of fruits, tender leaves, flowers, and insects. During the dry season, when fruit becomes scarce, they shift to consuming more leaves, supported by their adapted teeth and jaws designed to process tougher foods. Their digestive system not only aids in breaking down cellulose in leaves, but also maximizes nutrient absorption from their diverse diet. As key seed dispersers, blue monkeys play a vital role in maintaining and regenerating the forest's vegetation. When they consume fruit, they swallow seeds and later disperse them through their droppings, creating opportunities for new plant growth. Additionally, by feeding on leaves and flowers, they help regulate vegetation growth, preventing overgrowth and maintaining balance within the ecosystem. Amidst the deep green canopy, duikers move silently. This species primarily lives a solitary lifestyle, except during mating season or when a mother is caring for her young. During the day, they typically hide in dense bushes or small burrows, emerging to forage only at night or during dawn and dusk. The common duiker's varied diet, comprising grass, leaves, flowers, fallen fruit, and occasionally insects or small animal remains, is a key factor in their ability to survive in harsh environments. The name duiker, derived from the Dutch word meaning diver, accurately reflects their habit of quickly disappearing into the undergrowth to escape pursuit. When threatened, duikers employ an effective survival tactic. They swiftly dart into dense bushes or rugged terrain to evade predators. Their strong legs not only provide them with remarkable running speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, but also allow them to maneuver with agility across complex landscapes. While foraging, they often pause to listen to their surroundings, ensuring no danger is nearby before continuing. In the damp and dense environment of the rainforest, Cape bushbuck moves gracefully through the undergrowth and thickets. Cape bushbuck is a medium-sized antelope. Males are typically larger, sporting lightly twisted horns that range from 10 to 20 inches in length, while females are hornless. Their long, strong legs and flexible bodies allow them to navigate easily through the complex terrain of the forest. Living either solitary or in small groups, Cape bushbuck spends most of the day sheltering in dense vegetation, venturing out to forage only during early mornings or late afternoons. Their diet consists of tender leaves, young grass, flowers, and occasionally fallen fruit, which helps regulate the growth of grasses and vegetation, preventing certain plant species from becoming overgrown. Additionally, by consuming fruit, they inadvertently disperse seeds through their droppings, contributing to forest regeneration and expansion. They also serve as a vital food source for predators, forming an essential link in the food chain. At an elevation of 9,200 feet on the slopes of Kilimanjaro, the environment transforms dramatically. The climate becomes cooler, drier, and the sharp, cold winds cut through the air, dispelling the humidity of the tropical rainforest below. The moorland unfolds as a strikingly unique landscape where nature paints an entirely new canvas. Endless fields of heather are the first sight to greet visitors to this zone. Low shrubs with small, hardy leaves cling firmly to the rocky, barren soil, resilient against strong winds and nighttime temperatures that often drop below freezing. Amidst the heather shrubs, peculiar plant species stand out, most notably Lobelia decani and Dendrosenecio kilimanjari. Lobelia decani, resembling giant flowers sprouting directly from the ground, stores water in its stem to endure the freezing cold. Meanwhile, Dendrosenecio kilimanjari, often called the giant tree of Kilimanjaro, grows in sturdy clusters with thick woolly leaves that provide protection against dehydration and the cold. While animal life is less abundant here compared to lower altitudes, the moorland is still home to fascinating species. Sunbirds flit around lobelia flowers, feeding on nectar, while small mammals like shrews and rodents take shelter in rock crevices. Occasionally, small antelope species pass through, grazing on the sparse grasslands. The landscape may seem tranquil, but the sound of wind, birdsong, and the rustling of small animals create a vibrant tableau, showcasing nature's incredible power of adaptation. The dry season on Kilimanjaro's plateau presents a harsh challenge for all wildlife inhabiting the region. Plains zebras are no exception. As the grasses of the lower plains wither under the scorching heat, zebra herds embark on a migration to higher altitudes. The black and white stripes of the plains zebra become a crucial advantage in this survival journey. These iconic stripes not only stand out to human observers, but also serve as an extraordinary natural camouflage. In the dim light of dawn or dusk, the stripes blend into the surroundings, obscuring the zebra's silhouette against the vegetation. This camouflage confounds predators like leopards and hyenas, making it difficult for them to single out targets in the misty light of the heather moorlands. The migration of plains zebras is not a frantic escape, but a survival strategy honed through millions of years of evolution. The herd moves in tightly coordinated groups, led by a dominant male, with females and young ones at the center. Unity is key to protecting vulnerable members from danger. Adult zebras form an outer circle when resting, acting as living shields while the young remain safe within the group. Every member plays a role, from staying alert for potential threats to aiding in the search for new feeding grounds. During the dry season, the heather moorlands become a rare lifeline for plain zebras. Though the vegetation here is sparse, the short, nutrient-rich grasses provide just enough sustenance for the herds. Their diet consists mainly of soft grasses, but in times of scarcity, they also consume tougher grasses and scattered plants. Their adaptable digestive system enables them to extract maximum nutrition from the limited resources available in such harsh conditions. Spatial memory plays a vital role in the survival of plain zebras during these migrations. Adult zebras can recall the locations of grasslands that provided food in previous seasons, allowing the herd to navigate accurately without wasting energy. This ability is particularly crucial when they cover dozens of miles daily across Kilimanjaro's rugged, hilly terrain. Combined with keen observation, this spatial awareness helps them locate food even in the most challenging times. However, not all threats come from food scarcity. Predators constantly stalk the zebra herds, especially when they pass through open areas or rest. In dangerous situations, zebras don't scatter chaotically, but move together as a coordinated group. This strategy makes it difficult for predators to focus on a single target, reducing the likelihood of capture. The presence of plain zebras in the heather moorlands is not only a story of adaptation, but also a testament to their indispensable role in the ecosystem. As they move and graze, they disturb the soil, distribute seeds, and facilitate the regeneration of vegetation. Their nutrient-rich droppings act as natural fertilizers, enriching the soil and encouraging the growth of grasses and shrubs. This process sustains not only their own food supply, but also benefits other herbivores within Kilimanjaro's ecosystem. Under the soft light, banded mongooses move stealthily through the sparse grasslands and low shrubs. Small but not fragile, these animals have evolved to become an indispensable part of the highland ecosystem. Banded mongooses belong to the Herpestidae family and were first found in the grasslands and savannas of Africa. Over millions of years, this species gradually expanded its range to higher altitudes like Kilimanjaro, where they take advantage of the cool climate and abundant food from insects, small reptiles, and scattered vegetation. Despite their small size, banded mongooses may not seem striking at first glance, but they possess incredible survival skills. Their characteristic brown-grey fur with horizontal stripes across their backs not only adds to their aesthetic appeal, but also serves as effective camouflage in the environment. These stripes blend with the earthy tones and grasslands, helping them hide from potential predators such as leopards or eagles. This species is not only known for its appearance, but also for its complex social structure. They live in large groups, typically ranging from 10 to 40 individuals, forming a tight-knit social structure. Members of the group share responsibilities, such as caring for the young, foraging for food, and protecting each other from danger. In the cold environment of the moorland, banded mongooses have developed several effective survival strategies. They dig burrows for shelter or take advantage of natural or abandoned burrows from other species. These burrows not only provide refuge from the cold night temperatures, but also offer safety from predators. During freezing nights, group members often huddle together in the burrow, sharing body warmth to stay warm. In their daily foraging journeys, banded mongooses use their sharp claws and strong teeth to dig for insects, larvae, and even small reptiles. They spend much of the daylight hours foraging, constantly moving through the low grasslands and shrubs. As a result, banded mongooses help control populations of insects and small reptiles, while also contributing to soil improvement through their digging behavior. The soil they churn up not only enhances aeration and water flow, but also creates conditions for plant growth. One of the most remarkable features of the banded mongoose is their defensive strategy. When danger is sensed, adult mongooses quickly form a protective circle, with the young in the center. Their alarm calls, echoing across the grasslands, not only warn the group, but can also cause predators to hesitate. In the vast expanse of the Moorland region on Kilimanjaro, the East African oryx, also known as besa, moves higher into the heather zone to take advantage of the scarce grasslands that remain. Their robust digestive system allows them to process tough, dry food such as coarse grasses, leaves and shrubs, key sources of nutrition in the heather zone. Their ability to store water in their bodies enables them to survive for days without drinking. Additionally, their internal temperature regulation helps them endure the scorching heat of the day and the biting cold of the night. Their coat, ranging from pale gray to tawny brown, blends harmoniously with the environment, complemented by black markings along their face and legs, providing excellent camouflage against predators. Their long, straight horns, which can reach up to 35 inches, are not only symbols of strength, but also serve as weapons for defense and tools for internal disputes. When threatened, they use their long horns to confront predators, adopting either an offensive or defensive stance depending on the situation. Adult oryx often stand at the perimeter of the group to protect the young and weaker members, employing a strategic defense to minimize losses during an attack. In the Moorland region of Kilimanjaro, where rugged terrain and jagged rock surfaces dominate, the klipspringer skillfully navigates the steep cliffs with confident, steady leaps. Evolving from ancestors that once thrived in lower grasslands, the klipspringer adapted to high-altitude mountain environments where harsh terrain and extreme climates demanded both physical and behavioral changes. With a lineage spanning millions of years, klipspringers belong to a group of small antelopes that have evolved to thrive in rocky and mountainous habitats across Africa. Today, klipspringers are found throughout sub-Saharan Africa's highlands and rocky terrains, including Kilimanjaro. Their population on Kilimanjaro remains relatively stable thanks to conservation efforts within Kilimanjaro National Park. Globally, however, their numbers are estimated at only 40,000 to 50,000 individuals, underscoring the importance of protecting this species. Klipspringers are compact but perfectly adapted to their environment. Standing about 22 to 24 inches at the shoulder and weighing between 20 and 40 pounds, they are small yet agile. Their dense, coarse coat, ranging from pale grey to tawny brown, provides warmth during cold nights and serves as excellent camouflage against the rocky backdrop. Their unique leg structure is a marvel of evolution. With small, rounded and sturdy hooves, klipspringers can grip slippery rock surfaces, even on steep inclines. This adaptation allows them to move effortlessly across vertical cliffs without fear of slipping. In their survival journey, klipspringers rely on intelligent behaviors and strategies. They typically live in pairs or small groups, maintaining strong bonds to protect one another. Their territorial behavior is evident in their use of scent glands on their faces to mark rocks, signaling their boundaries to others. When not foraging, they often perch atop high rocks to survey their surroundings, scanning for threats from predators like leopards or eagles. The klipspringer's remarkable jumping ability is a crucial survival tactic. They can leap up to 10 feet high and 15 feet across, effortlessly crossing large gaps or steep rock faces, When threatened, they quickly escape by jumping from one rocky outcrop to another, using the rugged terrain as a natural shield. This agility helps them evade ground-based predators and increases their chances of survival in critical moments. As you ascend higher on Kilimanjaro, passing the 13,100-foot mark, the environment transitions into an entirely different world. This is the alpine desert, a realm where everything seems to pause under the harshness of nature. Barren soil and vast open spaces create a profound sense of stillness, with little evidence of life. Ancient lava flows, solidified thousands of years ago, lie frozen on the ground, resembling black rivers of rock that serve as a reminder of Kilimanjaro's fiery volcanic past. The climate here is extreme. During the day, temperatures can soar to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, with the intense sunlight making the basalt rocks appear as though they are glowing. But when night falls, temperatures plummet, often dropping below freezing. This drastic temperature swing presents relentless challenges for any life attempting to survive in this environment. Rainfall is minimal, ranging from only 4 to 8 inches annually. However, dew and condensed moisture from the mist provide rare and precious sources of water to sustain life. The vegetation in the alpine desert is at the brink of survival. Some species of mosses and lichens cling to the rocks, drawing moisture from the mist to endure. These tiny traces of life stand out amidst the barren and frigid atmosphere, adding a delicate balance of resilience to the harsh environment. These small plants decorate the landscape, forming a fragile harmony between harshness and adaptability. The wildlife here is equally remarkable. The Kilimanjaro shrew, an endemic species, relies on crevices in the rocks to escape the searing daytime heat and freezing nighttime cold. These rocky shelters serve not only as protection, but also as hunting grounds where the shrew searches for insects, its primary food source. Higher still, at an elevation of 16,400 feet, the Arctic zone unfolds, a realm where thin, frigid air creates an environment that seems to transcend the limits of ordinary life. Snow and ice cover the summit of Kibo, with glaciers like the Furtwängler Glacier stretching out in shimmering brilliance under the sunlight, forming a majestic yet desolate landscape. Here, life reaches its ultimate threshold, a domain of harsh extremes and constant transformation. The landscape is stark and motionless, yet every detail tells a story of nature's relentless change. The climate of the Arctic zone is one of Kilimanjaro's most unforgiving aspects. Daytime temperatures rarely rise above freezing, and at night, the cold plunges to below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Strong winds continuously sweep across the summit, carrying a biting chill and thinning the air, reducing oxygen levels to half of what they are at sea level. These conditions not only challenge life, but also shape the entire landscape, creating an environment of profound stillness and grandeur. The snow and ice of this zone are not only breathtaking, but also vital to the ecosystems of Kilimanjaro. Meltwater from the glaciers serves as a critical water source for streams and rivers flowing down to lower regions, sustaining ecosystems and millions of people living at the mountain's base. However, the accelerating glacial melt is disrupting this natural water supply, particularly during the dry season when water demand is at its peak. Despite the seemingly uninhabitable environment of the Arctic zone, life persists in rare and remarkable forms. Cold-tolerant microorganisms thrive on the surfaces of ice and rock, harnessing sunlight and minerals to survive. These organisms stand as vivid examples of nature's adaptive power, even in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Occasionally, migratory birds pass through this zone, taking advantage of the strong winds to navigate the summit region. The glaciers of the Arctic zone are not only ecologically significant, but also hold invaluable records of Earth's climatic history. Layers of ice preserve information about the planet's climate over thousands of years, offering critical data for scientists studying global climate change. Perched majestically on Mount Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro National Park is an iconic destination where untamed nature and the challenge of self-discovery blend seamlessly into a breathtaking landscape. With Kilimanjaro's summit reaching 19,341 feet, it is not only the tallest mountain in Africa, but also the highest freestanding mountain in the world. Every year, thousands of visitors are drawn to its awe-inspiring natural beauty and the opportunity to explore a rich ecosystem that spans from tropical rainforests to icy glaciers. Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is the centerpiece of this journey. 7 main routes lead to the summit, including Morang, Machame, Lemosho, and Rongai, offering options suitable for varying levels of experience. Each route tells its own story. Morang, known as the Coca-Cola route, provides convenience with basic but safe hut accommodations. Machame, or the Whiskey route, is famed for its diverse landscapes but demands higher physical fitness. These trails guide climbers through lush rainforests with dense canopies, the strange flora of the Moorland, the stark emptiness of the alpine desert, and finally into the icy expanse of the Arctic zone, where snow and glaciers dominate. Climbs typically last from 5 to 9 days, depending on the route and each individual's ability to acclimatize to the altitude. Beyond climbing, Kilimanjaro National Park is a paradise for wildlife enthusiasts. The rainforests at the base of the mountain are home to rare birds such as the White-cheeked Turaco and Primates, like the blue monkey and Colobus monkey. The park also hosts African elephants, Cape buffalo, and various antelope species. With every step on the trails, visitors might hear the echoing calls of birds or catch a glimpse of a bushbuck hiding in the thickets. The local culture of the Chaga people adds a distinctive layer to the experience. The Chaga have lived at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro for centuries, bringing with them a rich cultural heritage. Masters of cultivating steep terrain, they grow coffee and bananas using intricate terraced farming systems. Visitors can join cultural tours to learn about their history, traditional customs, and enjoy dishes like matori, a banana and meat soup often served during special occasions. For adventure seekers, Kilimanjaro National Park offers more than just climbing. Hiking through rainforest trails, exploring waterfalls like Mataruni, and camping overnight in nature are unmissable experiences. The Mataruni waterfall, located just a short distance from Moshi town, is a popular day trip destination. At approximately 260 feet tall, the waterfall cascades into a pristine pool, creating a white veil amidst the lush greenery, a perfect spot to relax after hours of trekking. Kilimanjaro National Park is not just a destination, it is a journey into the grandeur of nature and the resilience of the human spirit. From the humid rainforests to the windswept plains and glacial peaks, it offers an unforgettable experience. Here, every step is a lesson in the beauty of wilderness and the importance of preserving it. Nature tells its story through every tree, stream, and glacier, inviting visitors from around the world to become a part of it. As sunlight illuminates the snow-capped peaks of Kilimanjaro, the ecosystem here tells a story of life struggling to overcome mounting challenges. The wildlife inhabiting the mountain, from the tropical rainforests at its base to the icy zones above, must adapt to survive amidst the severe impacts of both nature and human activity. Climate change and human interference have altered an already demanding habitat, forcing species into intense battles for survival. Climate change has emerged as a significant and visible threat. The glaciers on Kilimanjaro are melting at an alarming rate. The Furtwängler Glacier, an iconic feature of the region, has lost over 80% of its area since the early 20th century. Scientists warn that if this trend continues, all of the snow and ice atop the 19,341-foot summit could vanish by 2040. This isn't just about Kilimanjaro's beauty, it's about the very lifeline that sustains its ecosystem. Glacier-fed streams are gradually drying up, making it harder for animals like African elephants and buffalo to find water, especially during the dry season. Do you think humans can save Kilimanjaro's glaciers? Share your thoughts with us. Rising temperatures are also reshaping the habitats of many other species. In the lower regions, prolonged droughts are reducing vegetation, forcing large herbivores to migrate further in search of food. Meanwhile, high-altitude species like the klipspringer are being driven to even higher elevations, where the climate remains cool enough for their survival. However, shrinking habitats are intensifying competition among species. The natural relationships within the ecosystem are shifting, disrupting food chains and threatening the delicate ecological balance. At the same time, human activities have left significant and lasting marks. Poaching remains a severe issue, particularly for elephants and Cape buffalo. Despite protective measures implemented by Kilimanjaro National Park, dozens of elephants are still hunted each year for their ivory, disrupting the complex social structures of their herds. Cape buffalo, though strong and herd-dwelling, are not immune to the threats posed by illegal hunting activities. These actions not only reduce population numbers, but also have long-term consequences for the survival of the species as a whole. Kilimanjaro is not only a natural icon, but also a stage for the relentless struggle of wildlife to survive. Melting glaciers, shrinking forests, and the increasing presence of humans serve as a poignant reminder that the natural environment here is in greater need of protection than ever before. In this narrative, life on Kilimanjaro is not just a battle, but also a testament to the importance of conservation, preserving one of the planet's most precious natural heritages. To protect this heritage, over 100,000 native trees were planted in 2023, with plans to expand to 500,000 trees in 2024. Modern technology, such as drones and GPS systems, has helped reduce elephant and buffalo poaching incidents by 40%. Tourism is also strictly regulated, with a cap of 50,000 climbers per year, along with waste management measures and guide training programs. The local Chaga community, who have lived at the foot of Kilimanjaro for centuries, have shifted to sustainable farming practices, such as growing organic coffee, which increased yields by 25% in 2023. More than 70% of the community is now aware of the importance of conservation, thanks to regular education programs. Protecting Kilimanjaro's ecosystem is not just the responsibility of conservation organizations, it requires the collective effort of all of us. Every small action, from reducing plastic waste and using sustainable products to supporting reforestation initiatives, contributes to safeguarding this precious ecosystem. Together, we can mitigate the impacts of climate change and protect species like African elephants, Cape buffalo, and the endemic wildlife unique to Kilimanjaro. Let's act today to ensure that the natural beauty and life here endure for generations to come. If you visited Kilimanjaro, don't hesitate to share your knowledge and experiences in the comments below. Your insights can serve as inspiration and motivation for conservation efforts, helping preserve this ecosystem for future generations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to join us on more incredible adventures. Or follow the survival stories of wildlife in other regions with wild Kalahari, challenges in the land of predators, or wild Okavango, the survival struggles in Africa's last paradise.